Good morning, everyone. It's feel honored to be here. My name is Sarun Thipkowsitkhun from Chula University, Thailand. Today, I would like to present about automatic responding frequently asked question or FAQ chatbot for Chula MOOC homepage. The topics I would like to talk are background of my work, methodology, result, and some of my demo. Before I talk about chatbot, you may wonder what Chula MOOC is. Chula MOOC is online courses provided by Chulalongkorn University, which allows students and people inside or outside the student who are interested or study. This is our website www.mooc.chula.ac.th. Now we provide courses into 5 categories, which are language, health, art and self-development, management, and technology. We have 2 ways to communicate: by email chulamook@chula.ac.th and on Messenger, Facebook page Chula MOOC. Mostly students like to contact with us on Messenger. Normally, the amount of students is peak in the semester. On the other hand, due to the spreading of COVID-19 from the beginning of this year, Thai government has an emergency decree to lock down the city. As you see in the audience overview in our page, we have 1.2 million new users to visit our page between the 1st of December 2019 to the 1st of May 2020. It peaked almost 100,000 users in March when the lockdown began. To compare audience overview in the semester this year, we have about 446,000 new users to visit our page in the 1st of June to the 1st of November 2020. The difference of the amount of users of the lockdown period is more than 3 times of the semester period. That significantly leads to the amount of messages in Facebook page is more than usual. It causes problem to our staff that cannot reply back to the students in time, or some students send a question in a late night, so they have to wait until tomorrow to get the answer back. Or the worst case is some of messages cannot be seen. So we decided to choose Chatbot to solve the problem that may happen again in the future. Chatbot that we are going to develop has a rule-based approach and intent-based approach by the questions of the student. To improve the accuracy of the bot response, we will bring the natural language processing method to use with the bot too. On the slide, the students can use Facebook Messenger platform to communicate with the bot, and it works with the NLP backend application to process the student intent and respond them back. The natural language processing application that we're going to use is Dialogflow. So this is a Dialogflow process. 1, the end user types or say something known as end user input. 2, the user interface system receives the input and forward to the Dialogflow API in a detect intent request. 3, the Dialogflow API receives the detect intent request. It matches the input to an intent or form parameter, sets parameters as needed, and updates session state. 4, webhook service receives the webhook request. The service takes any actions necessary, like calling external API or querying or updating the database. 5, the webhook service builds a response and sends a webhook response back to the Dialogflow. 6, Dialogflow creates a detect intent response. If a webhook was called, it uses the response provided in the webhook response. If no webhook was called, it uses the static response defined in the agent. Dialogflow sends a detect intent response to the user interface system. 7, the user interface system receives a detect intent response and forwards to with a text or audio response to the end user. And finally, the end user sees or hears the response. This is a basic intent contains with training phrases. These are example phrases for what end user might say, or an end user expression resembles one of these phrases. Dialogflow matches the intent. You don't have to define every possible example because Dialogflow built-in machine learning expands your list with others or similar phrases. Next is action. You can define an action for each intent. When an intent is matched, Dialogflow provides the action to your system, and you can use the action to trigger certain action defined to your system. The next is parameter. When an intent is matched at runtime, Dialogflow provides the extracted values from the end user expression as parameters. Each parameter has a type called entity type, which dictates exactly how the data is extracted. Unlike raw end user input, parameters are structured data that can easily be used to perform some logic or generate responses. And the last is responses. You define text, speech, or virtual responses to return to the end user. This may provide the end user with answers, ask the end user for more information, or terminate the conversation. Next, I'm gonna talk about methodology. We have 3 sections of methodology. Section 1 is bot integration. Is necessary step to perform the bot integration via Facebook Messenger. Section 2, data collecting and analysis. We collect interaction to classify criteria situation. And section 3, Dialogflow application. We put some knowledge into the bot for the better students' experience. For bot integration, first step, you have to create API Facebook for bot to get the application access token, which is responsible to provide permission for Dialogflow. And then you connect the bot to Facebook Messenger via a page access token, which is generated in step 1. It required to modify and read the notifications from Chula MOOC page. And then we generate URL webhook to connect Dialogflow and get the API to allow the bot can get the interactions. And next step is data collection and analysis. We collected the message from the messenger, which can separate it in the detail into the 6 columns. This is the example of the messages that we collected. As you see, there are many intents from students' questions. Even the same intent from the students can be asked in the different words or sentences. This is a challenging issue to make the bot can identify the intents correctly. So we have to analyze about the questions intent from messages, and then we can bring that to inform the bot. This is the example of the queries of registering issues, like the amount of students in course, if it's full or not, and why they can register, or like how to register, or the future course that probably open again for the registration next year. And next, this is the example of the queries about the problems of Chula MOOCs. Mostly students want to edit or change their information, but you see, there are many possible queries on the students are gonna ask us. And this is the example of the queries about the certification issues. The students usually ask about when they can have their certification, or they cannot find their certification. And this is the last examples. Queries are about students or test problem. The students may have the problem about their course disappear from the website, and they cannot find their learner ID that using for to join Facebook group or they have some problem, they fail their post test after they finish their course. After all of these messages, we can divide the intents that the students probably ask into 24 intents and put it in their log file. Like I said about the basic intent, this is the example of training phrases about editing information intent like wrong name, wrong last name, want to edit my name is incorrect, or my name in the certification is wrong. For each entity type, there are many entity entries. Each entity entry provides a set of words or phrases that are considered equivalent. For example, if mobile phone is an entity type, you could define these entity entries like iPhone, smartphone, phone, Samsung, or Android phone. Next topic, I'm gonna talk about the result. In order to test the ability to understand and identify the student's intention and provide an adequate response, the bot used Facebook's Messenger interface and was integrated into the testing page. The result of interaction that tested in dialog flow is shown in this figure. This picture shows the interaction of the bot created with the students using a Facebook Messenger interface. We have a quick replies at the bottom of the chat so the student can interact faster. We categorize the quick reply into 5 categories, which are the basic information, registration, problems of use, study or test, certification, and others. Each of categories also has subcategory too. For example, using our quick reply, supposing we're gonna ask the bot about the details of the future course, we choose registration menu and then choose future course menu. Then the bot will identify the intention to future course and respond back to stay tuned and follow our Facebook page for more information. Or we can also choose to ask the bot in the chat too. Supposing we asked, I want to edit my name in my certification, how? And send, the bot can also identify the intention to edit information and respond back. And now we have a little preview of our chatbot. So let's see. Do you see the
So we see
messenger interface? Yes.
yes.
Okay, I'll start with say hi to the bot. And the bot respond back to welcome to Chula MOOC. You can ask something you wonder from the menu at the bottom here. This is basic information, registration, problems of your Chula MOOC, study or test, certification, and others. And I suppose to ask about problems of your Chula MOOC. And then the bot respond back to the subcategory issue of problems of use of Chula MOOC, such as cannot log in issues, cannot find the course, how to watch or find learner ID, how to edit information or checking available seat. I will checking the available seat, and the bot respond the information back here, and reply with infographic about the detail of checking available seats right here to tell the student to watch the available seats on the Chula MOOC website. And I'm gonna ask more questions if I want to edit my name on my certification. And the bot will respond back to ask more information, like in this picture here. And the bot will tell the students to not to download certification because I want to edit my certification. Okay, this is our demo for now. That's the end of my presentation.